Forrest, over the past year, you've gone from 0 to 50,000 monthly listeners. In less than a minute, how would you explain how you did it?
So definitely to start off, get some music out there. It's I got my first 1,000 just by releasing stuff every 2 weeks to a month, and picked up in some Spotify algorithms. So that got me my first handful of listeners. From there, I did experiment with Facebook ads, and that definitely helped me a lot. That probably 10 times my audience got me in a lot more algorithmic playlists from Spotify, which was awesome to see. And then also a lot of organic content. A lot of it was based around Spotify, and just getting a first handful of listeners over there, whether it's through ads or organic content. Once they figure out what category your music fits into and who listens to it, if it's good music, you will make it into playlists, and it can get you up there really quick. Definitely within a year, I think up to 50,000 at least.
Nice.
Cool.
Nailed it. But let's first talk about, I guess, when you started releasing music back in like January 2023 or so. What was the first thing you tried?
I released something. So I had been into music production. I was producing music for about a year before I officially started to release stuff. There's definitely a learning curve to it. um, and
Yeah.
it was all organic when I first tried. Even before I released my first song, I just started to do covers on like Instagram and Shorts and TikTok. And I did those for three weeks before I even released my first song in January. Um, just to get some sort of audience and get some initial listeners over there. And
Yeah.
just who the people who liked my voice ended up checking out my first song. And I mean, it wasn't crazy numbers.
Yeah.
Maybe like 50 people or something ended up checking it out after 3 months of promotion um, on Instagram and whatnot. Honestly, for my first 4 or 5 songs, it was just all organic. I was still learning how to produce a little bit, still learning
Yeah.
about just everything in the music industry. So I really wasn't ready to spend money on songs. Um, and I even did all right through that. I think I made it up to my first 1,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, which I thought was like a cool number. I was like, it's kind of a
Yeah.
bigger number that I feel like is a good first step for a lot of artists, you know?
Yeah. That's awesome. So after that aspect, is that roughly when you got into like the paid stuff?
Not ads right away. I did try some playlisting. I did, I think Submit Hub was the only one I had done. And then a lot of social media promotion as well. And I actually did boost in some Instagram posts for that song. So it wasn't set
Yeah.
up through the ads manager or anything. I just put like, I think it was around 100, but like I think it was like $60 on Submit Hub, and then like $100 in posting some Instagram posts that got him up to like 8,000 views or something like that. That song ended up kind of getting me to my next level. So I was like around 1,000 to 2,000, all organic. And then I think that cover also took off, and there was like it went from 50 streams a day up to like 7 or 800 for a week straight, and it got me all the way up to like 8,000.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this kind of path through the discography of Forest Slater so far. So let's let's keep going down the stepping
Yeah.
stone here. So that was Submit Hub and Boosted Post. What was kind of the next jumping point? So right now we're at 8K monthly listener, or
Yep.
yeah, you said 8,000.
My next big jump, Spotify definitely will come in waves. Like it's kind of
Yeah,
hard to not get demoralized if you're not constantly growing. Um, but it definitely happens. Like I know I hit 1,000, I dropped below 1,000 again. My next big jump was like the 8,000, and then it dropped all the way back down to 3,000 or something. So it'll like cut in half or even more from each jump, and you definitely
yeah,
can't let that like demotivate you, because bigger jumps will come. Just know if you're getting higher highs, then like your next high will even be higher, which is really cool to think
yeah.
about. So yeah, we were like up to 8,000, it dropped down to 3, and then I think my next big song that really did good for me was called Weekend Nights. It was it was a really simple song. I had this whole production set up for it, and it just wasn't really working. And I was like, I'll release it as guitar and vocals, kind of as like a folk pop song. It's
Is
really
that the one
easy
in
to
your
listen to.
profile that's Weekend Nights dash acoustic?
Yeah. So I needed to release something, and I had every intention of turning it into a fully produced song. But I was like, I haven't
Yeah.
released something for a while. Let's just release an acoustic version. So that's why there's an acoustic there, and then never an actual Week and Nights that's not acoustic. Um,
At least
so,
it leaves the
so
door
some
open for the
backstory.
future.
Yeah, right. A little bit of backstory, and then I hadn't initially promoted it all except for on my social media, and that was the first song that was I was getting a lot of engagement. I wasn't having anything going viral, but I was just having a lot of people that were really supportive, like, "Oh, this is easily your best song. Like, I really enjoyed this song."
Yeah.
Um, and that kind of gave me the motivation to like try out some ads and put some money into it. Um, I'm pretty sure this is the very first song that I actually ran ads on, and
Ooh.
so I started ads on that song, and they started to do really good. I think the ads were running at like it was my first campaign, so they were a bit higher, but I think they were like 25 to 30 cents per click. I think by the end of
Yeah.
my campaign, they had made it all the way down to like 20 cents per click, which was awesome. Just once Facebook kind of figured
Yeah.
out who was clicking through, I'm assuming. Um, and with those ads, it got me into a lot of playlists. This is kind of where it comes down to, like, if you have a good song and get some people to go over just so they figure it out. If it's enough
Hmm.
people, then you can get like grow really fast. Because I think that song got me all the way up to like 25 months. It made me eligible for discovery mode through
Yeah.
like $500 in ads, and like that one song was where all my streams were coming from. Um, and I know I
Yeah.
spent $1,000 on the song over time, but initially it was like under $500 to get into the playlists.
Mm.
That got me eligible for discovery mode. So that was kind of my first experimentation, and it went like really well. So I just kind of went with it,
Yeah.
you know.
You told me some like crazy numbers you've been getting. Like right now, you have about 50,000 monthly listeners.
Yep.
How many listeners in the? I mean, it's May. I don't know when this video go live. Probably in June.
Okay.
Um, but like it's May right now, so it's May 25th. So you have most of a month of data. Like, how many listeners are you getting from discovery mode? If you don't mind sharing.
Let's see. Yeah, I got you. So I got another screen pulled up right here. We had kind of talked about. I forgot to turn it on last month. I
Right.
feel like it can compound. Um, because like I noticed in some of my old campaigns, it'll have the amount of listeners I got and then the amount of new listeners. And I feel like if you run discovery mode for multiple months, it'll still send your music out to previous people that listen to your music and kind of also give
Yeah.
you new listeners. So I feel like it'll compound. But it looks like for May 2024, 32,000 listeners from discovery mode, 25,000
Whoa.
new listeners, and 52,000 streams. And
Damn.
this was like a lower month for me. We
Yeah.
talked about this a little bit. I think my biggest month was January 2024 on discovery mode.
Yeah. No, it's hard work. I mean,
It
like
is.
every aspect of being an artist, there's no way around the hard work.
Yeah.
There's going to be hard work no matter what you do. The idea about putting people's names on your guitar is brilliant. By the way,
Thank you.
such a clever thing because like you have this like sunburst acoustic like orangey red guitar with all these stickers on it that you
Yep,
play in like every video, and I feel like the fact it's in every video, it's almost like a character
for
in a
sure.
way. Like that's a big thing in the YouTube world is the setting you have ends up becoming a very core part of like the content, and same
Yep.
for TikTok. And so in a way you are one of the constants, but the other one is this very loud guitar. And I don't mean loud
Yes.
like volume, I mean loud and the color with all the crazy stickers. And then where do you put all the names on them?
I
Oh,
so
here we
there's no
go.
stickers on the back. You can see a lot of the names just in between the stickers right there. And then
Yeah.
I got some going on the back. All of that black right there is just it has a lot of glint on it, but
Oh, holy shit.
just
I thought
names.
that was like wood marks, but those are just
No.
names.
That's just Sharpie back there. So
Wow.
I really did it. Yeah. Because I mean, it was like one of the posts. I was like, I know if this does good, it'll be very time consuming. But the manager was like, I want some posts like that, even if it takes some of your time. You know, like even if you spend 8 hours putting names, I think that one of those
Yeah.
videos got me so many comments and it got me like 1,500 followers from the
So it's
people who wanted their names on it, you know?
just every person that comments and follows you, you'll write their name on the guitar.
Exactly.
Wow,
Yeah. And then
brilliant.
basically after that, um, like even just that one video, then I feel like we had other videos that like it kind of took our base up to like 3,000 per video. Um, like if you can just have one video, even if it's an idea that takes forever or it's not really even centered that much around
Yeah,
your music or anything, it just helps with Instagram a ton because you'll go from like say 1,000 views a video, you do one video that you know has potential for good engagement, like names on the guitar, and then after that
yeah,
video, it'll take your base up to like 3,000 views or something for every single video. So like that's where even if you wanna like yes you want to focus on your music and stuff, but if you can do some viral videos that just use trending audio or just get a couple more views than your typical video, it's
yeah.
kind of just part of the Instagram game to help you get your future videos that you actually want to do that are actually centered around your music to do good. Um, which is kind of a big mindset shift, but like I never really thought about it that way, but I was like, oh, this makes sense, you know, once we start doing that.
And so you had all this like Instagram growth. And I just want to point this out because a lot of people ask me this. Like, if you're running ads, does that like kind of hurt your chances of having your organic stuff work well? And basically, you're running ads for I don't know 6 to 8 months prior to
It was a
that or
while.
something, pretty consistently for every song you
Yep.
released, and then you stopped for not because you wanted to do the organic stuff, just because of your work situation. You're
Yeah.
like, I don't want to be spending money that I don't know if I'll have it, and then you have time to do the organic, and the organic's going great. So like for everyone panicking or wondering like, will Facebook be like, oh, you're the type of person to give us money, therefore we'll never give you organic reach? At least for Forrest, that was not the case because his best social media performance happened after a long period of running ads.
Yep.
He didn't run them at the same time, but I've never seen them cause an issue. But at the very least, if you stop them and then do content, it's definitely fine.
Yep.
And I have a feeling that Facebook's not actually being like, "Oh, you're currently running ads, so no organic reach for you, you bad man."
Yeah.
Like I don't think they'd be doing
I don't
that.
think
So
so. It's something I want to test in the future, but I mean, the reason I don't think it happens is because I'll see big artists run ads
yeah,
all the time with their new releases, and like I'll go to their page and I see that they're obviously running ads through a marketing agency through the Meta Ads Manager, and I go to their Instagram page and they're big artists and their views still get pushed out. They still get millions of views for every single reel they post. I'm like they're doing
yeah,
both at the same time, you know. So
yeah.
yeah,
I've worked with a lot of big artists that, I mean, not like Taylor Swift big or anything, but like artists with like million monthly listeners, three
yep,
million, 5 million, and then hundreds of thousands, and they're always running ads in parallel with their social media content, and they don't even worry about it being a problem.
yeah,
So like in
for
my
sure,
experience, it's never ever been a problem. There's been a couple people when they're like, they think it is, and they do it in a weird way because they're paranoid, which I get, right? Like you spent all this time building something up, you want to make sure that you're not going to waste all that effort by doing one small thing. And so
yep,
I understand the paranoia. I'm kind of the same way with my YouTube. Whenever I go to like install like a YouTube analytics tool like TubeBuddy or
hmm,
vidIQ, I was a little paranoid. You know,
yeah,
is this gonna mess something up with this thing I've spent like 15 years
right,
uploading videos to? And a lot of YouTubers are very paranoid about traditions and rituals. Like I always upload at this time of day, and I always type in this hashtag, and um, the Instagram folks are the same. You don't
yeah,
want to kill your baby.
for sure.
So I understand the stress,
Yeah,
but
it makes complete sense for sure.
what's the next juicy hack you got from Mister Anonymous
Um,
college grad?
so this is half the reason I haven't been posting everything on TikTok is all captions and everything you want to do inside Instagram. It helps rank things. I know that sometimes it's tempting, especially if you have editing software. You can like do captions and stuff inside like Premiere Pro or inside CapCut or inside your editing software, and it makes it so you can make a video, hurry and upload it to like YouTube Shorts, Instagram, and TikTok. You know. Um,
Yeah,
but he said, especially as musicians, when you're trying to promote your own audio and can't use all the trending audios and stuff, um, Instagram will also rank things by words used in the captions. So like if you put like POV inside Instagram, it'll rank it with other like POV stuff, like music POV stuff. Um, or if you're using like the word song in your captions or just any of those keywords, Instagram ranks it through the captions, which he said they might not do it at all, or at least it doesn't work as well if you do it outside of Instagram. Um,
Yeah.
so that was really big also because I would do everything in Premiere Pro. I'd put any words I needed inside Premiere Pro and then just upload it to all platforms. And Instagram didn't know how to rank it because it didn't see that there was any captions or anything on it, basically. Um,
Interesting.
so yeah, which
I wonder if it's the same on TikTok, but I
right?
suspect if Instagram does it, it's a good chance. And I mean, my best performing posts ever on TikTok are specifically the ones I recorded natively in the app
Okay.
and then uploaded in the app with all the features in the app.
Yep.
And I've never had a video I've uploaded pre-done through a scheduler
Yeah.
do better. And I always kind of suspected maybe it was the scheduler, like maybe they didn't like seeing like an
Mm-hmm.
API uploaded video, but like for my life, like the scheduling thing just saves so much time.
Yeah. I used one of
Like
them for
being
a while
able to
too.
just yeah. I
Yeah.
wonder if it's just a native thing, like
Mm-hmm.
adding those blocks manually, as time consuming as it is, it might just help. But
Yeah.
that means you have to double your work if you want to
Right.
do TikTok.
Yeah. That's I think it helps a ton. I like he
Mm,
does, and he has like he has other accounts that he does that are just his own personal accounts that are just really simple videos that take 5 minutes to make, just to like test trending audios and test different like words and what's trending. And he finds like
yeah.
a lot of it is done not through the description and tags, like that's part of it, but also captions is the other like really big part of it. um
Mm,
so that's kind of why I stopped uploading on TikTok. Even just a lot of my songs, I'll add in the words to them after, like even if it's just the lyrics to the song. And if I
yeah.
have to do it inside TikTok, that's like another half hour just to like sync all the words to the music, you know. And even after doing it inside TikTok, it was getting me like I'd post videos and they'd get 3 views. I'd post other ones and they'd make up to a couple hundred and stop. I was like, okay, this is not worth my half hour of time, especially if Instagram is doing good. Like, let's just focus on everybody on Instagram, you know, let's like create community
Yeah.
there. Um,
And there's no risk of Instagram getting blocked this year either.
yeah,
So
and that, right? So it was something to just simplify basically. I was like, I was feeling very overwhelmed with all the social medias. I was like, he's helping me on Instagram. I'm having success. Let's just focus on Instagram. That way I don't triple my workload. We'll
yeah,
just double down on this. So, I know people say you should be focusing, like just get as much reach as possible, but I'm almost now, I wouldn't have said this a couple months ago, but I'm almost just a fan now of like doubling down on whatever is working best for you. It doesn't have to be Instagram, and just
yeah,
making sure you do everything inside the app. And it'll help with ranking and just be active on that one app. Unless you have the time to do all of
yeah.
them, then do all of them. But if you feel like you're short on time and overwhelmed by all of it, just like focus on one, you know? So,
I think that makes a lot of sense. Especially if you're gonna like it's better to master one platform and grow an audience on that than it is to get like a tiny bit of everything on every
yep,
platform. Like it'd be much better to have 10,000 followers on Instagram than it would be to have 2,000 followers on each on 5
for sure.
platforms.
Yep. I am 100% with you on that. So, yeah, I think that was
Nice.
kind of the last thing. Social media, just basically to summarize, stories every day, reels every day, one profile, grid post a week, uh, get back to
Yeah.
comments, be engaged, and do everything inside the app. Add audio inside the app, add your captions inside the app. It'll all help with ranking a ton. So that's
Yeah.
everything out on the table of what I've been doing, and it has been helping a ton. So yeah,
Any last minute words of advice you want to leave the people with?
um, definitely get stuff released, even if you know there's room for improvement. I know a lot of my earlier songs and like the first song that got me to my first 1,000 monthly listeners. If I listen to it now, the lyrics are a little bit offbeat. I can just hear all now that I've been producing another year on top of when I released that. I listen back and I'm like, this doesn't sound like very good work. If I'm just being honest with
Yeah.
myself. Um,
How long have you actually been like playing guitar and singing? Would you say?
Not a long time. Guitar maybe 5 years off and on, singing the last 2 years. Um,
So you're pretty fresh to like
yeah,
music in general. I mean, that's still a good amount of time. That's plenty of time to get good.
yeah,
Um, but some of the people that are watching this that are like, I've been playing guitar since I was 5 years old. And I don't know why I chose a southern accent for that, but
yeah,
that's what came out. But it's you started like maybe when you were like 18 or something,
yeah,
playing guitar, singing,
yeah,
and wow,
yeah. It hasn't been a long time. I wanted to get into acting, so I lived out in Los Angeles for a little bit, and basically once COVID hit, I ended up back in my home state of Utah, and so like
yeah,
really it was just I ended up back in Utah. I had a whole entire year where I hadn't had much going for me in life, and I was just like I want to do something creative again. Let's like focus on some
yeah,
music, you know. So and then a year of practicing singing and guitar and writing songs, and then now I've had another year and a half on top of that first year of actually releasing stuff. Um, yeah, so you don't need a whole lot of time. I'd say release stuff for sure. Like I said, my earlier
yeah,
songs got some sort of attention, and now that I listen to them, I'm like, this isn't that good. But I think
yeah,
get stuff out there. Then you can see what people like. Also, like my discography is kind of everywhere. Like a lot of my earlier songs don't sound like my recent songs. And that's just
yeah,
because basically I was writing and releasing a lot of songs. And once I finally had one catch on, which was Weekend Nights, I was like, let's double down on this genre because this is what my voice fits for. So you don't need to worry about
right,
growing and having perfect stuff. Like initially at your stage, it's all about testing stuff. See what sound, what genre, what ads will work for your music. Some ads, really low quality, really intimate ads, work so much better for me than anything really professional
yeah.
looking. I even say
I
that I
found that to
pay
be
for
true
ads.
for a lot of that time. So
Yeah,
similar thing, like more raw ads will tend to be better.
yeah. It's very artist dependent. But I'll say my oh yeah, this was the other thing I want to say. My best performing ad, the caption for it is I paid for this ad in hopes it finds people who like music like this. And I had a song that was doing 13 cents of click on that ad in top tier countries. So there's an ad
Okay.
creative that somebody could steal. Just like really personal um ads.
So was the video just you performing a song and the caption said that?
Yep. It
Wow.
was me just sitting in my studio and it was just a lip sync with my guitar to the song and I just had that caption over it and it was from my song Today Feels Like Yesterday. Um which is doing really good. I think that might pass up as my top performing song on Spotify soon. Um, and
Yeah.
basically,
That one came out in January 25th, 2024.
yep, it's a
So it's
newer one.
80,000 streams in like four, or I guess 4 months, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
4 months to the day.
there we go. Look at that. It's
Yeah, right. It's February, March, April, May. Yeah,
yeah,
86K.
it's that one's doing good. I haven't been running ads on it for the last couple months, and yesterday it did 1,800 streams in a single day. So yeah,
Nice.
that one's been growing. So that one was initially ads, and but that was my best performing ad was for that song, and that was the exact ad creative that I used was me with that caption. So if anybody needs to test something out, try out that one. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, it worked. It worked very well for me.
Yeah,
So
I found if you get a good ad creative, you can reuse it a whole ton.
for
Like
sure.
one guy I know, his best performing ad creative, it's like it's just a static shot of a camera, like kind of at the back of a crowd, so it's looking over the crowd's head at him on
Okay.
stage, and he's shirtless on stage, just like singing his fucking heart out in
Yep.
this video. And we just put it every campaign. We just try it under a different song, so we'll just kind of slow or speed it up to make it kind of
Okay.
sync
Yep.
for different songs, and it just keeps working. So we just keep using
There you
it.
go. Yeah, I'm the exact same way. It's a lot of testing at the start if you're running your own ads, but once you find something that works, it was that ad, and then I know a lot of people have done this, but like if you like these artists, then you might like my song.
Yeah,
Just if you like these artists, list 3 or 4 artists, and then you might like this song. And that one always performed well. It was either that or the one that I just said. I paid for this ad in hopes it finds people who like music like that. It was either one of those two that always performed best. So eventually I was just like, hey, I'll
Yeah.
test out both of these and throw them on the platform. And after a week or two and $100 into each one, I'll leave on whatever one's doing the best and just run that one, you know? So
Cool, man. Well, thanks for hopping on and sharing your journey and everything you've been doing. I'm sure a lot of artists watching this will appreciate you. There's a link in the description for you to very easily find all of Forrest's various links and stuff. I forget what links you gave me, but I know there was like a Spotify
yeah,
URL and a hyperfollow. So
yeah.
go check out the music. I mean, ideally check it out if it's your. Well, I guess check it out, see if it's your cup of tea, but also check out and see his marketing journey as well, because he's clearly doing something right. So
Thank you.
probably worth
Appreciate it.
following along. But yeah, good job, man. It's awesome to see people take the stuff and run and get such awesome results. And also the music's great too.
Thank you,
So
man. I appreciate it a lot.
that's a pre-qualifier, right? If the music wasn't good, none of this shit would work.
Yeah,
So
for sure. I
it means people love it.
am with you on that. Yeah.